6 hours on the clock. The red lights are out, and we're racing, and immediately the 7 Audi and the Toyota spread out. It's 1, 2, 3 wide coming down into La Source for the first time. Big lock up as the Porsches went 3 wide and blocked out the front row.
Toyota, John, the two Toyotas gone past all the Audis up into 4th position. Went up the inside to number 2 and took 4th position.
Marcel Fessler trying to fight back there in the 7 car. It's the 17 car from pole position with Brendan Hartley who leads out, and here come the Audis, the trimmed out Audis, the Le Mans spec Audis, and already Fessler is back through and has used the superior aerodynamic performance of that number 7 car. Remember, it's the 7 and the 8 that have the new bodywork, the new suspension, the new philosophy. I don't hold with what Tom Christensen said beforehand. This is a new way of going racing for Audi. It's not the conservative Audi we've seen in the past, and nipping at the heels of the world champion is the standard car. Marco Bonanomi in 8th position, trying to have a look there at Sebastian Buemi, but it's job done for Brendan Hartley on the first lap. He has managed to break away from Mark Lee, Nick Tandy, Marcel Fessler, Verge de Val, Buemi and Bonanomi at top 8. 6 hours on the clock, the lights are red and about to go green, and we're racing in 2016 as the 33 cars of the FIA World Endurance Championship get down to full throttle for the first time in racing competition. The 2 Audis from the front row have pulled away for the moment, but this challenge, I'll say that, this challenge straight away from the world champion. The Porsche number 1 is there through the loop as they head onto the Wellington Straight for the first time, and Andre Lotterer and Ollie Jarvis, the 2 starting drivers for Audi.
Changes behind though in LMP2, the SMP racing car and Pipo Derani in the number 31 car have gone through to lead and second. Derani up in the inside and will take the lead in LMP2. A cracking start from the Daytona and Sebring winner. That Brazilian making a name for himself, and the reigning world champ in LMP2 tries to go around the Russian run car, manages it. Rusinov back into second, Senna going up the inside now. It's a real beat up here in LMP2 in the early moments of this race. Senna toughing it out on the inside, squeezing it wide, and on the inside goes the Manor car. 45 there into Copse corner. Risky move, but it pays off. Bertomeri there, through now into 4th position. ESM, G-Drive, RGR and Manor, then the 2 SMP racing cars, then the second Manor car, and Johnny Kane in the only open top car now in the FIWEC.
2 Toyotas on the front row, 2 Porsches on the second row. They're held under starters' orders, and it's green, and we are go for 2017. The Toyotas streak ahead off the start. It is a Toyota 1 and 2. Mike Conway in the number 7 car leads as they go up to the Dunlop chicane for the very first time. The Porsche number 1 of Neil Yarney tries to look and see if he can get through. The 3rd Toyota hasn't had a great start as the LMP2 cars stream through. Already the leading Toyota of Mike Conway has half a dozen car lengths.
Yeah, he's disappeared. Neil Yarney's jumped into second place ahead of Sebastian Buemi in the second Toyota, but you're right, it's Lapierre that's dropped behind Ollie Webb in the 3rd one. Also car number 49 dropped straight into the pits. And in fact, that Collis car that was in 5th position is going slowly. The front looks as if it's dropped down, the nose has dropped down, and he's just pulling to the side, and the rest of the LMP2s are streaming past him. And that could be a puncture on the left front as well.
It is. That's Ollie Webb in the grey and yellow flashed liveried Colles car. The LMP2 cars, look at them battling, look at them battling. Ollie Jarvis leads into the first chicane. There is the Colles car. It's in trouble. The nose has been knocked. There's your leader, Conway, up the gear. Building to a speed of over 210 miles an hour as he goes down the middle part of the Mulsanne Straight. He's gone through the first chicane, now towards the left chicane. The Le Mans 24 Hours for 2018 is about to get underway. The flag is waved and we are go! The 2 Toyotas lead away from the front of the grid. It is Andre Lotterer. He's trying to go right the outside. He's pushed onto the curb. He's cheeky, isn't he? But he goes wide immediately. It is the Toyotas 1 and 2 as they go into the chicane. And his nose is off, and the Dragon Speed car spins over one of the bollards. I think Lotterer's nose was damaged because he hit the back of the Toyota before he turned into the first corner. The drama starts already. Already we come down the S's, down into the Forest S's, and Lotterer is limping.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare start for Lotterer and the Rebellion. He got tangled up with this Toyota's big dash. He's such an experienced driver. Didn't expect him to make that sort of an error, and really the Dragon Speed car, just an innocent victim. But the LMP2 battle now, they've got a slipstream from this Rebellion. It's absolutely madness when you get down to the first chicane.
So that is the leading LMP2 car. That goes through. It looks like the IDEC car. We are on board with Andre Lotterer. You can see the front wheel on the right-hand side. He's got no downforce. He's going to be understeering. Meanwhile, in GTE Pro, it is the Porsche number 91 that leads here at the moment. It's Jimmy Bruni ahead of his teammate Kevin Estre in the pink car. Then we've got the Ford. Then we've got the Ferrari alongside the Ford into the first chicane. The Ford GT number 68 goes through. Cheekily goes through. That is Dirk Muller. He's on to the second part of essentially the three-part Mulsanne Straight. It was 3 miles, 5 kilometres in length before they put the chicanes in. One of the yellow cars, was that an Aston? Was it a Corvette? Ran on. It was one of the AM cars, in fact. Meanwhile, the leaders of this motor race are still the Toyotas.
The lights change. Now you can pass on the line. Was Charlie Robertson ahead or was he not? It was close. He's trying to out-drag Senna into the first corner. The pole sitter has the inside line on driver's right. It's going to be a long way round to the outside. Can Robertson pull off the block? Pulls! Spin!
Both spin, the Toyota's through to lead. It's going to be, Rebellion's out.
And that is going to destroy the rear tyres. The Rebellion 37 has gone around as well. So Toyota number 7 leads. Paul Di Resta in second place. G-Drive up to third. And then Signetek Alpine, the blue number 36 car in fourth. Cool Racing in fifth. One LMP1 car survived turn 1. Everybody has got moving again though.
And Ferrari is leading the GTE Pro battle. Got ahead of the Porsches that were on the front row of the grid. One of them struggling quite far back.
There are the two Ginettas, 5 and 6. There's the Toyota behind the red and white, and there's the G-Drive car looking for second. Job van Uyten trying to take the lead away from Paul Di Resta. Race start will be investigated. Well, no surprises there. But cold tyres into corner 2, and it looks as though the Ginetta driver Charlie Robertson had just overcooked it under braking and clattered Bruno Senna out. Now, where is Senna? Further down the field, all grip, but they've got the boost. They should be ready to go green. They don't have to line up side by side. No overtaking before the line. Not that line, but that line. They go green, and immediately Tom Dillman launches himself down the inside. The number 7 Toyota of Mike Conway can't get through. Conway was on that boost, and he drifts out wide. Norminato leads them down the hill. 22, Felipe Albuquerque ahead of Roberto Gonzalez. Jackie Chan car, the black and yellow car, trying to hold on to third ahead of Andre Negrão, but Negrão in the blue 36 Signetek car has the advantage. He's got the inside line down into Eau Rouge, and that usually wins the persuasive battle. Jackie Chan car will be slow over Rédillon. Toyota now moving up ahead, 1-2 of the Rebellion, which is in third place for Norman Nato. But the next sector of the racetrack, Alan, is where he will gain an advantage in sector 2.
Yeah, but I think the Rebellion's struggling with grip after being behind the safety car. The tyres have cooled down too much. The energising effect of the hybrid system in the Toyotas, as well as the boost, will certainly have helped them a lot. And also the Aston Martin 97, Maxime Martin, the local hero, looks to have taken the lead from Kevin Estre at the start. And so the Aston Martin is now out into the lead.
The cars up towards the line. They will be given the signal to go racing now, and it is blast off, and a good getaway by Mike Conway, but is it good enough to repel Sebastian Buemi, who's on the inside line then? A good start also by Olivier Pla, who tries to get up the inside and go 3 wide towards the first corner. It doesn't work. Gets in the spray, and round the outside tries to go Nicolas Lapierre, so it's going to be Mike Conway that leads. Lapierre does go second, and Drama straight away into the side of Toyota number 8 goes the Glickenhaus. Drama at the first corner.
My goodness, that was just a little bit of difficult braking conditions. Cold brakes, tyres. Glickenhaus slid into the Toyota, took one of the Toyotas out, and there was nothing he could do about it. He's now got to sit and wait and hope that it wasn't damaged. The gearbox, it hit the it hit the rear of the car on the rear tyre. As now we're with Lapierre as he comes down. Another spinner as well. The 72 Porsche is spun, and there's a LMP2 in there.
48 is the EDEC Sport car. That's the GTE Pro pole-sitting car. The 72 car damaged certainly to the front right corner of the Glickenhaus. We've not seen what damage yet has been caused to the number 8 Toyota.
So that was Patrick Pilet and Maxime Martin spinning. Two drivers you wouldn't anticipate to be doing that. So Mike Conway has got away with it. The incident at Marshall's Post 3 is under investigation. So it's Mike Conway leading from Nicolas Lapierre as they come then down through the chicane. And of course that's broken up the pack. Somebody else going deep there up the escape road.
That's the other Glickenhaus. So both the Glickenhauses have went off. There's a lot of damage to the one that hit the Toyota, and that's a nose damage, light damage, so it'll have to come in and repair that without question.
We go green in Monza. It is the bright blue Glickenhaus that leads. Toyota number 8 in second place. The Alpine in third down the inside into the Rettifilio, and the second Toyota also trying to come the long way round. It is Romain Dumas who leads. The Alpine is going to get shuffled out by both Toyotas now. Squeezes back in, and the Peugeot makes it through, but LMP2 and GT cars are right there, and the bright pink of Sarah Bovey, all trouble, and that is the GR Racing car.
The 38 car just avoided that as well. That was very close for them.
Alpine up to third, on the inside of the number 7 Toyota.
Trying to keep himself in there, and look at the Peugeot snapping around the heels of that second Toyota as it got slowed a little. Loic Duval in that Peugeot, starting his first race for this manufacturer's programme.
Looks like the tyre warm-up's a little bit better on that Peugeot than the Toyota he's behind, and seriously putting him under pressure now on the run-up towards Ascari.
LMP2 already split a little. United Autosports leading from Real Team by WRT. Where's the yellow car? Miro Konopka, that's gone backwards. The RC of Bratislava car, it's there on the right-hand side as we stream under the old banking. Looking back at the 51 Ferrari from the Porsche.
So the Corvette dropped back behind the 52, so back into third place. Sarah Bovey going well in the lead there. The two LMP2 cars and the Peugeot.
LeBron James waves the Cicola, and we are racing. Ferrari locked out the front row of the grid. Will they still be in front in 24 hours' time? The Toyota number 8 sweeping around the outside, looking for second place. Lock up from the Porsche. The 75 car, there's contact with the Toyota. They both survive. Peugeot and Cadillac both take to the runoff area. There was contact. It's a Ferrari 1-2, 50 ahead of 51. The number 8 Toyota in third, and the number 7 Toyota up to fourth place, ahead of the 75 Porsche. That's the car you can see right behind. Then the blue nose, that's the number 2 Cadillac. The second Porsche is next up behind him, and then we get into the first of the Peugeots, the 93 car, with that distinctive, it hasn't lost its rear wing. That's the way it's supposed to look. So the race start will be investigated by the stewards. They get into the wet now as they come off Terre Rouge onto the first part of the Mulsanne Straight. And Anthony Davidson, this is where the potential danger is. It is very wet here. They are on slick tyres.
Well, we saw what happened into the first chicane. Let's see into this one. It is treacherous, like you say, Martin, and already the 75 going wide again. I think that's the same car, Felipe Nasser, that ran into the side, the left rear of one of the Toyotas, and cars going off the track, left, right, centre here.
Yeah, the 4 of the 63 take to the infield.
Oh, into the barrier there.
It's the 311 into the barrier on the exit of the first chicane.
That's the Action Express Cadillac, and he is right in the middle of the field. He's got no steering, or he's got no bodywork. He has low left front corner. Now he's going to try and drag that back to the pits.
Jack Aitken.
One chicane in, Jack Aitken caught out and in the barriers. He will try and drag that back to the pits, because who knows what else might happen in this race. The Lone Star Le Mans, 6 hours in the extreme heat of the Circuit of the Americas is underway. Antonio Giovinazzi, the pole man, and right behind him, Robert Kubica tucks in. The second of the Ferraris, the red car up the inside, looking for third place. That's a really strong start. Aggressive from Miguel Molina. Lots of handfuls of opposite lot from the BMWs, but it is Molina up to third. Ferdy Habsburg in the pale blue Alpine down to fourth place. We ride on board with him. He's got one of the BMWs and now ahead of the Cadillac. and everybody through safely, and move up into second place from Francois Heriot in the silver Ferrari, right behind Ian James in the Aston Martin. The Lamborghini goes around the outside of the Toyota. Aggressive stuff. Who started the Lamborghini? The 63 car is Edo Mortara. He was really up for the race this morning. Can't quite get the job done.
That's one heck of a start for the Lamborghini. Started from the very back of the grid in Hypercar, and I think he's passed about 6 cars in the early corners.
Yeah, and a strong start for both BMWs as well, making positions. But it was Kobayashi, one of the Toyotas, I believe, got pushed out or lost control momentarily through the chicane at the start, and I think that's how he lost out to the Lamborghini, who's now on the attack once again. But it's a 4-way fight down towards turn 12 and contact with the Cadillac and the Alpine there.
Yeah, the Alpine just turned in on the Cadillac. That's Ferdy Habsburg, and he's gone off. So too has Earl Bamber, and he's back on, but Habsburg dropped back in the 35 car in amongst the Porsches, the Toyota and the Lamborghini. And it's a pretty good clean start. One of the Toyotas not quite running through its grid markings, and that might be a problem for them early on. Sebastian Buemi in the number 8. The 2 Cadillacs fan out, trying to defend against Paul di Resta's Peugeot. Marco Sorensen on the inside being very cautious under braking in the Aston Martin, and Darren Turner, so easy to make a mistake there, but it looks like there's been no contact so far.
On the grid of Hypercars, they all gave each other space. You can see as they were trundling down the main start-finish straight, they were conscious about making sure no one's going to trip over each other into turn 1.
New leader in LMGT3 behind, though. Darren Young into turn 1 on the inside and grabbed that lead from Tony McIntosh.
Seem to remember him being brave at the start a couple of times in turn 1. We had a couple of cars run out wide. Rene Rast, and not sure who was behind him. There's a move on the inside of the number 5, Antonio Giovinazzi, trying to hang on. Julian Andlau going the long way round the outside and cuts across the nose of the Ferrari, takes the place. So on board with Giovinazzi, our points leader, and 83. The yellow Ferrari has been pushed down. Phil Hansen being cautious. He's down to 11th already.
Yeah, look, the 15 car was making a move there into turn 10 as he made it through. The answer is yes, he has.
Yeah. 2 Ferraris nose to tail. The second, the Aston Martins. That 007, Harry Tingle behind Phil Hansen, and he's just been the other Ferrari 50 car, Nick Nielsen.